a multiracial Black woman who was raised in the States, my understanding of violence is shaped not only by the history of what is so-called US or Turtle Island, but of my family's histories of forced migration, of letting go of our own ancestral practices and ancestral intelligences, right? And really, in some ways, this need to become a little bit more, quote unquote, professional, refined, streamlined, white. And so my family's histories and histories of many communities who live within dehumanization, racism, displacement, and the long afterlife of colonization, which is alive and well, that those histories are not the same as the Palestinian experience. And I would never claim that they are, but they have taught me, I feel like we have been in a level of solidarity and this sort of helix figure eight of recognizing what happens when people's humanity is deeply denied, when our fields attempt to separate our grief and our rage and demonize and pathologize our grief and rage in particular. It is political, and this is why I've been saying for quite some time that everything is political. The psychological is political. The body, for many of us, is a political site. To hell with Democrat and Republican, what we're speaking about is a deep sense of like who has access, who does not. Why are we allowed this? Why are we not? And then that's when survival in itself becomes, I believe, a deep act of resistance. And so, being trained as a clinical psychologist over 25 years ago, I realized really quickly, working in the inner city, working in hoods, that I wasn't only treating anxiety or depression or burnout or trauma, that I was meeting people whose nervous systems had already adapted to surviving worlds that repeatedly told them that they were disposable, that they were unsafe. And for me, to be honest, that is when things started shifting, when I saw that there was nothing neutral about mental health and psychology,